Now let's talk a little bit about binning and what binning is in terms of a CPU card. So I don't have much time to plug this into a socket and test it at the factory. What they do before it even gets on this chip is they're going to make a bunch of chips and they're going to hook it up for power. If this system, and it was a good wafer at like 1.3 volts, consumes so much power, they know from statistics that they're going to have generally a good chip that'll support like the high cores, and its 64 core won't get much power. So if you're buying a 16 core high speed CPU, they might bin it or test for power that it's going to run at higher voltages well, and how much power and heat does it do at those temperatures. All this is done when you still have a semiconductor wafer. So they kind of take a look at it, see how the wafer batch came on out, and then they're going to decide what CPU it'll be best for packaging in that. Oftentimes, between the different CPUs, they have the different resistors on the bottom, and that's what those do. Those are solderable on the bottom of the chip, so you can add those in there and configure it from the factory. All of the EPYC series CPUs that we're really looking at here for server builds that we're interested in are pretty much the same die package, and we can't see it. Other package SKUs, we talked about binning, that's measuring power, and then seeing what it's going to be later. Big topic within CPUs for overclockers, they want to get the best power for it or whatever they want. Typically anything that says EPYC on it versus Threadripper is going to be locked up. You're not going to do very well with an EPYC CPU and trying to go ahead and overclock it. The last thing you need to talk about is notching. These are the different control notches that mean what fits in the socket. You'll see that Threadripper and EPYC will have different notches on them as well. We can go over that type of stuff too. Sometimes people do that so that they can use the same socket and hardware. They just change the pinout and the notching for different electrical pinouts. Most all of these EPYC families have in SP3 are electronically compatible. The only difference in these is the firmware on the board and whether your board supports the firmware. So we talked a little bit about binning, what the CPUs are, notching, and a lot of details here.